Thank you all for tuning to my channel today. Please, if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe and share. Share the good message so that other people can hear what is going on. Today we have our good friend, our sister, our wife, our daughter here to share a very important story with us. But one thing I want to let you know is the Bible said, not what go inside the mouth that defile the mouth, that defile the body or the soul, but what comes out. And the life and death is in the tongue. Whatever you say, be very careful. Life and death is in the tongue. So let's hear our sister, what she wants to share with us, and let's learn from it. Let's share it. Please subscribe so that we can keep this fire burning. May God richly bless you. Here is our sister.
Good afternoon, listeners. Yesterday, I was reading some posts from some of my friends on Facebook, and I came upon this story which I feel I need to share with you because there's so many good things to learn from this. Actually, this is a story about people who mocked God and the things that happened to them after. Let's start with John Lennon. Everybody knows John Lennon, a famous singer from the Beatles. Some years before, during his interview with an American magazine, he said, "Christianity will end. It will disappear. I do not have to argue about it. I am certain." Jesus was okay, but his subjects were too simple. Today we are more famous than him, and that was in the year 1966. John Lennon, after saying that the Beatles were more famous than Jesus Christ, was shot 6 times. Tancredo Neves, president of Brazil, during the presidential campaign, he said if he got 500,000 votes from his party, not even God would remove him from presidency. Sure, he got the votes, but he got sick a day before being made president. Then he died. Another one, Cazuza, who was a bisexual Brazilian composer, singer, and poet. During a show in Canessio, Rio de Janeiro, while smoking a cigarette, he puffed out some smoke into the air and said, "God, that's for you." He died at the age of 32 of lung cancer in a horrible manner. The man who built the Titanic. After the construction of Titanic, a reporter asked him how safe the Titanic would be. With an iconic tone, he said, "Not even God can sink it." The result? I think you all know what happened to the Titanic. Marilyn Monroe, an actress, very famous, she was visited by Billy Graham during a presentation of a show. He said the Spirit of God had sent him to preach to her. After hearing what the preacher had to say, she said, "I don't need your Jesus." A week later, she was found dead in her apartment. Bon Scott, a singer, the ex-vocalist of the AC/DC, on one of his 1979 songs, he sang, "Don't stop me, I'm going down all the way, down the highway to hell." On the 19th of February 1980, Bon Scott was found dead. He had been choked by his own vomit. Campinas in 2005. In Campinas, Brazil, a group of friends drunk went to pick up a friend. The mother accompanied her to the car and was so worried about the drunkenness of her friends, and she said to the daughter, holding her hand, who was already seated in the car, "My daughter, go with God and may He protect you." She responded, "Only if He travels in the trunk, because inside here it's already full." Hours later, news came by that they had been involved in a fatal accident. Everyone had died. The car could not be recognized, what type of car it had been, but surprisingly, the trunk was intact. The police said there was no way the trunk could have remained intact. To their surprise, inside the trunk was a crate of eggs. None was broken. Kristen Hewitt, Jamaican journalist and entertainer, said the Bible, the Word of God, was the worst book ever written. In June 2006, she was found burnt beyond recognition on her motor vehicle. Matthew 12:31 said, "Therefore I say to you, any sin and blasphemy shall be forgiven them, but blasphemy against the Spirit shall not be forgiven." Thank you for listening.